In this video, I'm going to be giving you my 6-month review of this, the NordicTrack EXP 49. I'm going to tell you how the machine works, also the things that I really like about this machine, and probably more importantly for review purposes, the things that I'm not so keen on. No one likes a long intro, let's get cracking. The first thing I really like about the EXP 49 is that it folds up. So if you're using this machine, say for 3 to 6 hours as a household a week, then there's a lot of downtime when it's not actually doing anything at all. So the ability to reduce its footprint by more than half when it's not in use is a real plus point. The next thing I really like is the constant software updates. So one of my biggest bugbears with NordicTrack treadmills and their bikes is that the screens don't go off. They just go through a series of screensavers when they're not in use, which is fine if it's in a room that you're not in. This is my home gym, but if it's in your house, for instance, and the screen just doesn't go off unless you turn the machine off, I think that might get a little bit irritating. But NordicTrack have listened, so although this machine looks like it's off, you can see that it's actually asking me if it wants to wake, if I want to wake the machine up. The next thing I've found over the last 6 months of this machine is that I really don't like this shiny surround. It just gives off a little bit too much glare for me, but this might be down to the fact that I have spotlights in my room and there's a spotlight right above the tread. On the 1750 here, there's still a little bit of glare, but it's got more of a matte finish compared to that of the 14i. One thing that really stands out with the 14i is the amount of space it takes up in your house. So next to it is a 1750, and you might be able to see that they've got exactly the same screen. So different surrounds, but the same tablet. But the 1750 is noticeably higher, and it's also got a longer running belt as well, so you should be able to see there. It's about 5 inches longer. So for home use, I think the 14i just really meets the criteria of being usable as a treadmill, but not too big in your house. And you can see the difference in size even more when I fold these machines up. You'll notice that the 1750 is noticeably taller than the 14i. Now with the running pad, with the running belt, it's 55 inches on this machine. But if you've got an exceptionally long stride or you're exceptionally tall, then I still think 55 inches will be fine. But if you are concerned, you might want to look at something like the 1750 or the 1250 with their 60-inch running belts. And at this point, I want to say, if you're thinking about buying a NordicTrack EXP 49i or any other piece of NordicTrack equipment, I'll put a link in the description. That will take you to the best price on the NordicTrack website, and it also helps support the channel and enables me to make even more videos like this one, so it's greatly appreciated. Next, and something that really stands out on all NordicTrack equipment, is the iFit software. So you can see here that what I've been up to 2023 so far, 195 workouts, but they produce software seemingly quicker than I can do it. So whatever you're doing, there will be something, or whatever you want to do, there'll be something for you. So you've got walks, you've got happiness challenges, you've got themed walks, you've got running, you've got all sorts of programs, and it just seems endless. And when you start doing programs, I'm currently doing the 5K training series, it will start to recommend programs based on what you do. So you'll have the latest from iFit here, which is things they've just recently released. The up next will be based on what you've done already and what iFit and NordicTrack know you enjoy, and it just offers you more of the same sort of thing. There's also challenges on here, recommended workouts, recommended series. You can also browse by category as well. There is just so much content on this machine. This is a connected fitness device, so as I've mentioned already, that does mean you get things like software updates and more workouts than you could probably ever do, but it does come with a subscription. So when you first get this machine, it will give you a month free, and then it will offer you a family membership at about $40 a month. My advice would be, if you're a family, then you may start with this, but look out for the sales in Black Friday, for instance. So last year we got an annual membership for our family, and that was $250 for the year. And they have this sale several times throughout the year. And also, if you're a single user, then it will be even cheaper. Next is the cushioning on the deck. So before I started using NordicTrack treadmills, I had a Peloton tread, And that was actually quite hard on my body. I spent a lot of time warming up just to do a workout and then cooling down and stretching afterwards. And I still managed to get injured. With NordicTrack treadmills, they have runner's flex. And what that means is it's just a much more cushioned place to run and walk when you're doing your workout. Hopefully you can see there's quite a good bit of bounce in this treadmill. And even for someone like me who has sensitive joints, this is a very comfortable treadmill to run on. The workouts on this are 1080p, so the same as Peloton, Hydro and such like. They're not 4K, but this 14-inch tablet, which is the same as the one on the more expensive 17i, is just excellent. It really seems to upscale these workouts, and although they are 1080p, which is still really good resolution, they look really crisp and they're really immersive when you're doing them. And that brings me on to some features which I really love about this machine. So this has a 0 to 12% incline. It doesn't decline, so if you've had a treadmill that declines before, then it might be something that you miss. You can just hear it inclining now. But if you've never had a treadmill that declines, then you probably won't notice any difference. But as the terrain changes through this workout, so does the incline and decline of the treadmill. So it will go up to plus 12 and it will come back down to 0. You can switch this feature off, but I prefer to keep it on because it adds to the immersion of the workouts. And also within that auto follow feature is the speed. So as the trainer speeds up, the treadmill will speed up, and as they slow down, the treadmill will slow down. And you can adjust this. So on the auto follow feature, if the workout's too easy, you can increase the intensity and it will stay higher than the trainer's intensity throughout the whole workout. If the intensity is too much, you can decrease the intensity and you can trail the difficulty in the workout throughout the whole workout. You can also attach a heart rate monitor. I wear a Whoop, and that will then give you heart rate training. So there are zones that the machine wants you to stay in when you're working out, and if you're below that zone, it will increase the speed or intensity of the workout, and if you go above that zone, which is mostly what happens to me, it actually slows the treadmill down just to keep you in that zone it wants you to be and ensuring that you get the most out of your workouts. And in conclusion, I think the EXP 14i is a really good balance between price and quality of equipment. If you don't want to stretch to the commercial series treadmills, then the 14i is my pick of the EXP series. If you feel like you want this treadmill but would be happier with a smaller screen, you can look at the 10i. So the numbers sort of denote the screen size in this range. So the 14i has a 14-inch screen, the 10i has a more iPad size 10-inch screen. It has a slightly smaller motor than the 14i, but unless you're a serious runner, say if you're running really fast or for really long distances, I don't think you'll notice a difference. As I've mentioned, I'll put a link in the description which will take you to the best price on NordicTrack's website, and it also helps support the channel. If you think you might want to stretch to the 1750, which is another fantastic tread from NordicTrack, then you need to watch this video here where you can see the difference between these two treadmills, and it will help you decide which one's right for you. Until next time, see you soon.